Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday afternoon class for the steadiness training. We're in week 3. I am Jennifer Siramboli, and I'm excited to be here with you today in my backyard. And I was just thinking that I'm looking at this screen thinking it doesn't look real. You know, it's funny how the pixels and the screen makes it look like a backdrop, like one of the backdrops you could download. But it is real. This is my backyard, and this is my big puddle of affection, his Summit. And he is, excuse me, he is a Bernese mountain dog, and he's especially clingy. He'll settle down in a moment once he realizes that I will be talking for a little while. So I decided to come outside today because it's just so beautiful out here in Northeast Pennsylvania. And I do love to spend as much time as I possibly can outside, especially this time of year. And it can be so nurturing for our practices. So often we really feel imbalanced by the amount of time that we're spending in front of technology, in front of our computers or laptops, on our iPhones, or in front of the television. Anytime we are surrounded in the interior environment by Wi-Fi, and especially with some of the networks and rolling out, especially in the cities, it does a number on the system. We're surrounded by positive ions on the inside, so it throws everything off, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, especially energetically. We start feeling disoriented and off. And it's just a call to attend to. So I wanted to introduce some practices that you could do in your own backyard, or if you're in the city, you could go over to the park and just kick off your shoes. And you can just reconnect to the earth and soak up some of those negative ions from the ground, the earth, through your feet, through the kidney lines, just pulling it into the system. So I thought we'd get started with a short meditation and expand from there with some practices, with some simple practices. So just a nice grounding meditation to start with. You can take a comfortable seat. If you're hitting that afternoon lull and feeling a little sleepy or sluggish, I would absolutely encourage you to stand up. And whether you're inside or outside with me, I'd like you to imagine being in an outdoor environment by just kind of tuning in, opening up to any of the sounds of nature that you're noticing from this experience right here, from this live experience. What you also might be noticing are some sounds of construction, because I've mentioned probably before that we've been under renovation, and the laws here in Pennsylvania have lifted so that we can try to finish this project, which is we're really grateful for. So we'll be working with these beautiful sounds of nature that really create harmony in the system. And you also might be noticing some sounds that feel a little energetically disorienting, from the drills going, or from some of the drywall getting thrown out the window, which is happening right now. So let's work with all of that. Okay. So again, just either taking a comfortable seat or standing up and relaxing your hands down on your legs. And you can either close your eyes, or you could just set a soft gaze forward and down. And just taking a moment to settle into the body just as it is. Notice the parts of you that are touching down. And notice if you're being pulled away into any sounds that feel disruptive to the system. And see if you could open to that too. So this is what's here right now. Notice how it feels in your body. And then let's come back in to notice how the body is sitting. So this practice of looking in to see how things are right now in the body, mindfulness of the body, what sensations are here, how is the breath, how is the body breathing the breath. And whether you're anchoring into a part of the body or the breath, see if you could just softly land there in this primary focus or object of attention. And you might be noticing the sense doors pulling you away, or thoughts pulling you away, sensations in the body, feeling tones, or strong emotions. Cultivating a sense of curiosity just noticing how you're able to integrate these predominant objects of attention as they come into the field. There's no judgment, of course. This emphasis on gentleness and a lighthearted interest in what's real right now. What's the truth of your experience in this very moment? And also noticing if there's a heightened sense of interest, or if there's a low sense of curiosity here. And either is okay. Notice the quality of this direct experience of what's happening right now, of noticing what you're noticing. And also acknowledge if things start feeling sluggish or dreamy. And see if you could just bring the attention back gently into the anchor of the body or breath. Tapping into some vibrancy in the system. And just really acknowledging the truth of what is happening right now, this inner landscape. Paying particular attention to the quality of the subtle energy body. Just really noticing if there's a sense of alertness or a sense of sleepiness or somewhere in between. And now gently guide your hands to your heart space. You could take one hand there or take the right hand down and then your left hand on top of your right. And just allowing the methods we've been talking about to land, to settle, and just feel into the comfort and support that's right here, placing these hands against the chest. Now just take 3 more deep conscious breaths, encouraging these deep breaths to land us back into the day. And now simply just open your eyes when you're ready, returning back into this fields that we're sharing together. So just taking a moment to reorient. You might need to stretch your legs out. I'm sitting on a rock actually here. And so even with the yoga mat, it could be a little uncomfortable in my ankles and lower legs. So just kind of rubbing into the lower legs. So you might want to just kind of tap and rub, waking up the chi body. Summit's really curious about what I'm doing. So go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. And getting both legs. They don't want to see you. Lay down. Maybe you do. Lay down. Lay down. So really getting the energy moving in the lower legs and just kind of rubbing the legs out. Oh, now Boone's over here too. They don't like it when I'm slapping myself. Okay, and once you're feeling like your legs have woken up, and my left foot is still a little asleep, so I'm going to give it another minute. We're going to go ahead and stand up, and I'd like to, I'll be teaching you a short standing meditation and a walking meditation that you could do at any time right in your own backyard to kind of stimulate rebalancing through that energy of the earth, the negative ions that we could pick up from the soil and the grass and this living earth microbiome. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and stand up, and I'm going to just turn the computer so that you guys have a good view of the environment here. So I'm going to take this down so you can see me, and I'm going to walk back. So I have my trusted companion here, Summit, but he's, my breeder says that he's not confident. So that's why he's always hanging on me. And so we've been working on his confidence. So I hope that you could see that I'm just kind of taking a moment here to just plant my feet, my bare feet, into the soil. And this might kind of feel uncomfortable for you at first if you're not kind of tuned into the quality of this experience and how it refreshes the system. So I often think about my time as a child and how when we went outside to play, you know, we never were allowed to take our shoes off, and my grandmother would always be cleaning up my, the dirt off my knees, and getting dirty was something that I would be worried about getting in trouble for. So notice if you have some of those concerns while you're doing these practices. What I want you to know, the soil from the earth, especially if you're really conscious about how you treat your lawn and not using pesticides that are dangerous for the soil microbiome, is extremely refreshing to the system and so good for you. So you'll leave these practices feeling this vibrancy in the system that can only be found really here in nature. You could get the same effects by standing in the grass. So if you're really not interested in getting a little dirty, you could just walk around in the grass. But I'm going to use the mulchy soil here for my practice space, because this is, kind of the best space for me right now. So I'm going to step back a little bit so you get the whole view. And I'm standing about hips distance apart here. So I'm really grounding the big toe mound of my big toe, so this space right here, into the soil, because I want to imagine this space in the feet pulling in this chi body from the earth and transferring it up into the hara, this belly space below the navel. In the hara, this chi body will mingle with the primordial chi and expand through the entire system. Okay, so the visualization for this practice is a soaking in through this kidney point in the feet. So you could imagine this big toe mound underneath the big toe, kind of soaking or or drinking up this chi body from the earth. So this grounding body from the earth, this primordial chi mingling in the low belly space with the chi that we're soaking up from our environment, and then mingling in the system and extending through all of the meridian lines in the system. So bringing your hands down, planting your feet into the earth, pulling your belly in, and standing up really, really tall. And you can relax the eyes closed if that's comfortable, or you could just take your gaze down and rest it there. And we're going to take about 2 minutes just to imagine that we have this deeper connection into Mother Earth herself, and that you can pull the energy from the soil, from deep inside the earth, into the body. So we're going to drink it in through the kidney point, pull it up into the hara, and you can bring your hands here if that makes you feel more connected to this womb of space, of wisdom. And with the exhale, we can imagine this mingling of chi with the chi in the system, and then a distribution of fresh chi through every cell in the body. So again, the inhale pulls the chi body in, bring it up into the belly, where this mingles in, and the exhale distributes through the system. So the exhale, the carbon dioxide leaves the lungs, and the chi body stays inside and mingles throughout. And keep breathing. Inhale, pulling this life force energy into the belly, where it mingles with our primordial chi and then distributes through the entire system. And you can visualize that distribution of chi body through the entire system as bright, golden, healing light. So if there's any aches or discomfort in the body right now, you can imagine that distribution of healing, harmonizing chi landing right into those spaces and correcting any imbalances that are there. So just a few more breaths. Inhale. And an exhale, distributing. You can imagine this freshness in the system, this vibrancy and aliveness. The inhale's gathering in the belly, and the exhale's distributing throughout the system. Every cell dancing with fresh chi. And 2 more full breaths here. Inhale to gather, and exhale to distribute. And last one, an inhale, gathering of energy in the hara space, and an exhale, release. And just open your eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in, reach up towards the sky, and an exhale, bending the knees and folding forward, relaxing the arms down, and just staying right here for just a moment. So staying in this forward fold. So the contraindication here is if you have a low back injury, I don't want you in a standing forward fold. So an alternative here would be to sit in a chair or back on the cushion and just come into a really gentle forward fold, maybe even with a bolster tucked under your belly. But if you can tolerate it, these hanging forward folds just add to this vibrancy of chi gathering in the kidney space, this essence energy where the kidneys kind of hold and protect for us. So we're just really rejuvenating this space and rebalancing the system. And this is very good, especially if you're feeling like You have been burning the candle at both ends. You have been really pushing yourself. You know, morning to night, a lot of us are working from home and we're not in our normal rhythm. So we might be feeling really fatigued and overwhelmed and disconnected with our normal capacities. Okay, so this bending of the knees will help support the low back, and then we're just draping the upper body over the bent knees and releasing the arms down. And if you're here for a few minutes and this feels appropriate for you, you could come into a space where you're straightening the backs of the legs and just kind of hanging and swinging and breathing into the kidneys. So whether you're bending your knees or straightening your knees, whether you're at work or at home or outside or inside, just 5 more breaths here. And after this next exhale, just release the arms down and round up to standing. Nice and slow. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. So maybe doing a couple of shoulder rolls up, back, and down, getting the chi moving in the upper body. You could really exaggerate this movement by opening up. I have mulch all over my body. Opening up, just moving with your breath. You can't do this wrong. These are just very organic shoulder rolls and movement. We're just getting the spine moving in all 6 rotations here. And this rotation of the spine in all directions, we're going to get through all directions in a moment, is going to feel really wakeful for the system. So again, I'm just here on the mulch and I want to really soak up those negative ions from the soil. So I'm going to stay here without my mat, but you're welcome to bring your mat over and you could just imagine this earth energy underneath your mat and imagine just kind of soaking it up. So I'm going to come down on hands and knees. And I'm really digging my hands now into the soil. And I'll take an inhale for cat or cow pose, bringing my belly down, tilting my tailbone up to the sky, and lifting my chest forward. And exhale, round to a cat. Really hanging the head down, pressing the hands down into the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen the heart. Exhale, round the spine. And one more. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, round. Good, and we'll just curl the toes under and reach the hips up and take a downward facing dog. Good, and just really lift the tailbone. You could bend the knees here to get a big stretch in the spine. And then slowly walk the feet up towards the hands and just round up to standing. Shoulders up, back, and down. Good, now reach both arms up. Inhale, and if you haven't noticed this, I'm on a little bit of a decline here. So I'm just gonna reach, holding my left wrist with my right index finger and thumb. We're gonna inhale, reach up, extending straight up. And then on the exhale, just getting a nice side bend in here. Good, breathe. Inhale, come back to center, change hands. Inhale, reach up, pull the belly in. Exhale, and over to the other side. We're gonna do this 2 more times on each side. So inhale, come up, extend. And exhale over. You could look up under that left arm. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come over. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, bend the knees, soften, and come down in a forward fold. And you can bend and straighten into the back of the legs. Good, and let's round up to standing. Nice and slow. So rounding up to standing, pulling the shoulders up, back, and down. Good. And the last shape that we're going to do today is I'm going to move back to my seated posture. My seated space. And sit back down on my mat. Just brush myself off a little bit. Okay? And we're just going to be in a seated position. So if you're at work right now, you could just imagine me sitting in a nice sturdy chair. And all we're going to do is take the right hand behind the low back. So I'm just going to turn here so that you could see me from the side. So I'm taking my right hand behind the low back, and I want to get as close as I can to my tailbone. So really grounding that hand. So if you're in a sturdy chair with a back, you could just move forward on the chair with your feet grounded, so you could rest the hand there. And then we'll inhale, reach the left arm up, and just take a twist. Gazing out of the right shoulder. Just taking 5 full deep breaths here. And one more. Good, now inhale, and on the exhale, return to center. And now just inhale, pull the shoulders up, back and down, and exhale, round. And inhale, up, back and down, extend, opening the heart to the sky, and exhale, round. And one more, inhale, lift and open the heart. These are little cat cows, and you can do these on the chair at any time. Good, and now I'm gonna twist to the other side. So now taking the left hand behind me, again, keeping that left hand really close to the tailbone. Inhale, reach the right arm up, and we'll just simply twist over to the left. And breathe. And taking 2 more full deep breaths. And now inhale together, and exhale, return back to center. And we're gonna do a couple more seated cat-cows. So we're gonna inhale, lift and open the heart. Exhale, round to the spine. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open the heart. And exhale, round. Good, and now I just want you to take a moment. So we're almost done, we're just wrapping things up. But I want you to take a moment just to settle in. So a really short meditation, just to notice how things may have shifted from the first meditation to now because of the movement and emphasis on the vitality in the chi body. Okay, so just as you are, just close your eyes, bring your hands down, sit up nice and tall, and just checking in. Whether you're sitting at your desk at work, whether you're inside your home or outside in nature. Just noticing the quality of being. And bringing your hands to your heart. Taking a moment of gratitude for fitting this practice in today, for tuning in, for prioritizing self-care, for being in community. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you next week for our last Thursday afternoon live class at 2 p.m. for our 4th week of the steadiness in difficult times. Thank you.